Good morning, traders. It's Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, and we're kicking off with a sharp gap down across the board. The S&P are off nearly 1%, the triple Q's sliding over 1.3%, and the Dow's down about 0.7%. All eyes are on Jerome Powell today. His comments later this afternoon could decide whether this pullback turns into a bounce or a full-blown sell-off. Let's break down what's driving this move and what to expect heading into the speech. The big story overnight came from the geopolitical side. China sanctioned 5 U.S. subsidiaries tied to defense contracts. That headline hit during Asian hours and sparked risk-off sentiment. On top of that, semis and big tech are leading the weakness. Names like Nvidia and Broadcom are down pre-market. The triple Qs are pointing to one of the largest gap downs in weeks. Breadth snapped back late last week, but short-term momentum still hasn't flipped bullish. So today's open will test whether buyers step in or whether we see a second leg down. Technically, the S&P is gapping under short-term support near 658, which is now acting as resistance. Below that, the 650 zone remains the major line in the sand. The Nasdaq's also breaking below its 9 EMA. That's often the trigger for profit-taking in momentum names. If the gap fills early and holds, we might see a fade to green type of session. If not, the next leg lower opens up. Now let's talk about the main event. Powell's speech this afternoon. Markets have already priced in a 25 basis point cut this month. Those odds are sitting around 97%, so that's not the story. What is the story is Powell's tone. Will he confirm A, soft landing, and data dependence, or hint that inflation is sticky enough to slow the easing cycle? If he leans hawkish, we could see a second wave of selling and higher yields. If he leans dovish, watch for a snapback rally in growth and tech. Options markets are already preparing for a move. The VIX popped about 5% pre-market, signaling traders expect more volatility. Historically, Powell's speeches can swing the S and AMP up to 1.2 to 1.5% intraday. The biggest risk today: a hawkish surprise or unexpected Q and AMP. A comment about inflation or trade. The S7P will break major support of $650. Be ready. This speech could reset market sentiment in either direction. Here's how I'm approaching it. 1. Watching the first 15 minutes. If SPY reclaims 650, that's my short-term reversal trigger. 2. If we break lower and stay under VWAP, I'll scalp short back towards 645. 3. For options traders, volatility plays like short-dated straddles or debit spreads can work well today if IV isn't fully repriced. 4. Manage risk. These days can whipsaw both sides fast. What do you think Powell will say? Dovish or hawkish? Drop your comment. I'll shout out the best takes in my post-speech recap later today. Alright, that's your pre-market rundown. We've got a gap down, elevated volatility, and Powell on deck. Stay disciplined out there. And if you enjoy these quick pre-market briefings, hit that like button and subscribe for the post-speech analysis later today. Trade smart, trade fast, keep stops tight.